Hi lovelies, thank you for being here. This is Tea Tarot and I'm Simona. So this is going to be your full moon reading for this month, October 2021. The full moon falls on 20th of October and it will be in Aries. And guys, the energy is really strong. It's quite mad. I did a weekly reading before realizing that the full moon falls on Wednesday this week, and on Wednesday I had these two cards come out. I just want to show you the synchronicity, how crazy it is. This guy, this emperor, the emperor in tarot is connected usually to Aries, the zodiac sign and its energies. But look here in the back, this is the sign of Aries. And also, come on, it looks like he's sitting on a full moon, doesn't it, in this particular deck? And underneath it we have the devil. And I was saying in the previous reading, go watch it. I was saying that there's this unveiling of like seeing how the structures in our lives and how this emperor stable energy, like authority energy, or yeah, how that underneath the layers, like underneath this stable front persona power, there is a power. Yeah, there is actually this energy of it's almost like he's begging for help, but it's not, but because there is some kind of entrapment happening, some kind of limitations. Anyway, go watch that reading, and I'm gonna crack on with what came up in this spread, and it is quite a lot. So let's see what's happening. Whoa. I'm a bit, yeah, I feel the bubbling energy in my body, so I'm a bit out of breath at the moment. Whew. Okay. So that theme of this shadow, of this devil energy, of this like the moon, the energy of the full moon illuminating where these dark corners are in our lives, where the things which hold us down, which do not allow us to progress. They may create stability, they may create comfort, they may create whatever it is, like the power structures on the world, the systems in our own lives, and globally and collectively, which we have created and we are participating in. Like there is a seeing through that, through the veil, and seeing how that limits us, limits our progress and our growth. So I feel that, yeah, there's a clear seeing through all of these things, but it's also a purification, purifying our energy and finding liberation, finding a way forward, which is new, which is different, which is free. It's literally ripping ourselves apart from that constriction, limitation, and stepping into our own sovereign power to create something else, something different. And it's very interesting because this is also the energy of Aries. Aries is incredibly independent and fierce energy to work with. Fierce in a sense that that energy, the Aryan energy, is a powerful leader who forges paths, like independent new paths for themselves. They're not, and when I say leader, I mean like there can be a loner energy as well, doing things in a unique and different way, which works for them. And then the collective will notice and will see, oh wow, there is a path. Look at that Aries who walked the path, we shall follow. You know what I mean? Like there is no sense of I'm gonna serve the collective. No, it's this is not working for me, so I have to find another path. So it's like that separation, like ripping yourself apart from any collective, from any community, in order to find what's true for you, what is aligned for you, what works for you, and really making it work for you. Like really, really committing to that path, forging ahead, um, and becoming a master of whatever it is you are committed to. It's incredibly, like it's like I get a sense of incredibly stubborn, but in the most positive way possible, energy, like really, really miraculously able to forge paths where there is almost like seemingly it's impossible to tread upon that land. And when you think about the symbol, the animal representing, you know, the ram, they walk some incredibly steep mountains, cliffs, hills, and gain balance. And there is this majestic aura around them when they are in this, on these heights, seeing from above, not being not being afraid to be there, knowing that they're able, they rule that domain. It is hard, but it's they're made for it almost. So yeah, there is that energy of breaking free of some sort, like breaking down the things which limit us, like really seeing that, and grabbing things in our own hands, basically, and initiating ourselves into quite a powerful new energy, very clear and very it's a very warrior-like energy. It's feminine and masculine, but very warrior expressions of both aspects. Wow, amazing. Sorry, I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. I did a tableau, and there's just so many cards here and so many energies. Kind of, it's almost like it's almost like they're fighting to speak their story or something, and that's what I'm getting from the energy, the full moon energy. There's just so much happening. There's such intensity and such charge, energetic charge. And quickness, that fiery quickness. But okay, but let's pull back, let's sit down, and if you haven't sat down, sit down, grab a cup of tea and or whatever you want to drink, and let's tie this all this together and create a story out of it. Okay, so in the middle of the deck we have a very interesting archetype. I'm using the Lukumi Tarot, by the way, so I'm going to be working with the Orishas. The Orishas archetypes. Isn't this fascinating image? Elegua. I think that's what his name is, that Orisha. Literally beating up this rich man. Beating him up. It's like, to me, that's That's what I was sensing, that cleansing anything that we may be holding on to, that the greed, the stability, the foundation, the money, the fear, um, the indulgence, the comfort, whatever it is we're holding on, which creates some sort of or it could be the love, because then next to it we have this, or the relationships, the seduction, something which there it's so interesting. There is a real sense of seductive power there, the devil again here, of seductive power, of something which is seductive, which seems good. And to me this is kind of like the old paradigm of things. It seems on the surface, it seems fine, it's great, it's stable, but that is what is limiting our progress. This is what needs to be dismantled in order for us to create something bigger and better and just greater. So yeah, there is beating up of that. It's so funny. Yeah, it's almost like on an energetic level, whatever energies are coming to the earth with this full moon. And it's not just with this full moon, they've been coming up, like we've been showered in so much new information, new light, new downloads, the past, I don't know, few years. But in particular now with the full moon in Aries, it's almost like this peak point of, and it manifests in such an Aryan way of not fearing the confrontation, not fearing pointing out what is and how it is clearly, and not fearing being blunt and doing what needs to be done. And if that is beating up the old paradigm, then that's what we're doing. We're literally beating up the old paradigm, cleansing the world, cleansing ourselves from it. This is so funny. Such a funny message. Okay, I love it. Okay, so there's a real sense of communion with spirit here, of allowing, so the things which have died or are dead or are dying, the things which there's no fruitfulness in there and they just weigh us down, or the things which we have sacrificed, yeah, so basically seeing those things, these sacrifices, this death which has created so much death in desert, no fruitfulness, no life. Wow, this is so interesting, guys. I almost feel like I'm getting such interesting messages at the moment. It feels like a ritual. It feels like a ritual. It feels like whatever initiations we were going through, whatever was happening in our lives, it was it is an initiation. It is a ritual, an initiation, and under the surface something very precious was being forged. This Orisha, what was his name again? Ogun, I think. He's the blacksmith, of the gods there, the alchemist, the one who's in charge of transforming metal into different, objects, and he's forging this sword, and he's working super hard. There's a real energy of there's a real sense of things working, like the whole universe, spirit guides, whatever, your higher self, whatever it is under the surface of this thing which is dying, which is dead, if that is the old paradigm, the old way of doing things, whatever that is, of this thing, like underneath there, things are working so hard in order for us to grab this new sword of liberation, of truth, of clarity, of power, of sovereignty, of mastery, of new direction and purpose. I hope this makes sense. It's really gorgeous energy. It's like we're birthing this. It's almost like the last push. We're birthing this, and in order to birth this, we need to beat up any fear, any attachment to the old way of being, of doing. We may have to literally cut out people or situations, whatever that is. Like there is a real harsh energy on one side, of seeing clearly, really clearly, what serves us and what doesn't, and being super dedicated and committed to birthing this clarity, this like calling all the spirits, and calling all the earth, calling our like all parts of ourselves to rise like these waves, and to kind of work with us in dismantling and destroying, washing away any chains, anything which ties us down, anything which doesn't really support our growth and well-being and freedom. Calling all the elements to create this completely new world, almost like new way of seeing, being here. And we have this hangman here, which in this particular deck, it's tied up with initiation. It's tied up with death and rebirth. This god destroyed himself, he killed himself, because he kind of destroyed the world that he created with lightning, and he killed himself. But he was called back to life by the rest of whatever creation, whatever that was, which was left, because they recognized that he is a good king. So he rebirthed himself, this time wiser and more just integrated. So yeah, there is this real sense of the old things dying. Something is dying. We're destroying, we're killing, we are we're killing willfully these parts of ourselves which are not serving us anymore, and on a global level as well, dismantling systems and structures, and power structures in particular, in order to be resurrected in a new way, which is of service, which is more grounded, more integrated, more humble and wise, and aligned with nature, with this new loving, compassionate energy, which we are embodying. Wow, what a message. Cutting ties with all codependency, especially, like, that's very important for relationships. That is part of this global ascension as well. It's very important, like we're dismantling concepts on all levels, old concepts, outdated concepts on all levels. And this touches on relationships too. These relationships where we have subtle poisoning. You see the snake dropping here. And what I mean by this is like, again, that codependency, that that shadow, that unconscious expressing itself through our relationships, especially romantic relationship, that temptation to become, almost like to become asleep again, to cling on to each other and to the pleasure in these relationships, but not grow, you know what I mean, not expand. So there is that too. There is that too, like seeing that in our dynamics and liberating ourselves from it, cutting that energy out of our lives. Could be an energy of jealousy too, of rage. Something about that, something about coming to terms with it, and really stepping into wholeness within yourself, individuality, wholeness, knowing your worth and your power. And bringing that into your into all of your relationships, and empowering the people you're in relationships with to also embody that in their lives. Very interesting. There is a sense of communion with God, with divine source, with spirit, universe, whatever you believe in. On both sides, we have, this is the first card we started the tableau with, and this is the Knight of Cups. And there's a theme of Christianity here. This guy looks like a saint or something, or someone in search of something holy. And there is a real humbleness, and it's almost like he's totally surrendered to that journey, to that path, and the horse is just carrying him proudly in service of this higher purpose, higher goal. And they are tapped into this water, into this emotion, intuitive realm, and that's what guides them ahead. And then here on the other side of the tableau, we have, that's quite funny because they popped up together, and we have the Knight of Swords. So there's more of a wakefulness, more of a clarity here, more of a direction, more of a like speediness. It's almost like divine inspiration or something like that. And here underneath it we have the Six of Swords, and this guy looks as if he's possessed, totally in communion with spirit. It's a good card, it's a fortunate card. It's like in this deck in particular, that transition from asleepness and passivity, is that a word, being passive, to going through some kind of transformation, some kind of like being possessed by, in a good way though, it's not in a bad way, like willingly being possessed by, like invoking in some way spirit, inspiration, guidance, whatever it is, and being transformed into this clear night with clear direction. And sorry, this is my wow, that's such a bad timing. This is my my washing machine. So sorry for the noise. So yeah, she, don't know, it's very androgynous energy, clear purpose, going for it. Okay, right. So yeah, we have, I'll summarize it. We have very clear path here that we are on, we are embarking in. Some of us may be working very like mindfully, or in some way like intentionally, that's the word I wanted to say, intentionally towards something, towards some kind of clarity, some kind of liberation, some kind of like something, vision, and really going for it, really going for it, really doing the work, envisioning that, climbing literally or like figuratively the mountain or the tree towards your vision, your dream, and having the resources, all of the resources, having these all of these tools, all of these magical tools here at your disposal in order to create what it is that you want to create. Like the quest we've been on, the search we've been doing for something, for this union, for this communion, for this liberation, for this new path, it feels like it's almost over. It's we're gaining clarity, we're receiving the clear, tangible solutions, or resources which help us to undergo this initiation, purification of some sort, to forge the sort of truth of liberation, and to clear that codependent, sticky, yucky energy which holds us down, which holds us back. Or it's not, and that energy is important. It exists within our world, but it's about seeing it, not letting it be, not letting it run the show behind the scene. It's in the moment it is no more unconscious. In the moment it comes into the conscious, it's clearly seen. It can be used to create, because it's the creative force. So it's about integrating it, okay? Being super aware of it and integrating it, and using it rather than letting it use you, if that makes sense. Yeah, seeing also clearly how things may be repeating in our lives, or how we may be repeating traumas. Like here, for example, we have the being beaten, the rich one being beaten by this Orisha, and then as the suit escalates, we have the grows, we have the five of wands, and we see the same rich guy beating these poor people, and the same Orisha just looking in the background and laughing, just recognizing how, the cycle of things, how basically in the old paradigm we may have enacted things which were done on us coming from an unconscious place, reenacting traumas. That's very like simplistically explained. There's many ways that trauma manifests, but it's something about, what I'm getting is something about seeing clearly the damage, the trauma, that the constant trauma we live in, and breaking free from that, choosing to do something different, And we end with the King of Swords, and we have the Queen of Swords and King of Swords. Very purposeful, there is this sense of, also there is a sense of rage, okay? There is a sense of rage and righteous anger and rage there, which helps us to liberate ourselves. um, which helps us to stand our ground, to have clear boundaries, and to say no to certain things, which helps us to cut cords, cut the bullshit literally out of our lives, and be clear, true, stand our ground. And create something which is in alignment with these beautiful new energies, which are coming on the earth. Truth, honesty, freedom of expression, freedom in general, liberation of anything which limits growth and truth. And our ability to be who we truly are. Okay, I think that's it, guys. Yeah, that was quite a ride. I hope it made sense. I feel like I was all over the place, but before we go, I'll just quickly tell you what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the Empress here, very abundant energy. We have this beautiful abundant card as well, the Ace of Coins, this cave, lots of gold. And then we have the Fool, El Loco, Elegua again, that Orisha. So there's a lot to be said here, but I'm not going to go into it too deeply. I'm just quickly going to tell you what I see. And literally freeing ourselves from the holding on to things. That was a very big theme which I was sensing here in this deck, about greed and grasping and codependence and holding on to things. Like freeing ourselves from that. Like that cave is not serving anyone. There's lots of gold, but you can't just be in the cave, or keep piling things in the cave. You have to use these resources, and you have to take risk, and you have to trust that you're not going to fall in this crocodile's mouth, but you will step on him, right? And for some reason, this energy here is very self-obsessed. For some reason, I don't know. I guess because of the mirror and stuff, and this cave next to her, and like, it's not about sitting on our own, like, abundance. It's not even about abundance. I get more of a global energy. That time of wealth, abundance, resources being concentrated only in one small part of the population is being broken. This is like this Orisha, this Elegua is literally beating their gold out of them and distributing it evenly. So this is a very funny message. Obviously that's a metaphor, and take it as you will, but there is more fairness entering into our lives, more justice, more truthfulness, more balance, more freedom. So I hope this helped some of you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, click the thumbs up below. Subscribe if you want to follow me. This helps the channel grow and the message to just reach more people. And let me know if this resonated with you and what's going on for you and how you're going to celebrate the full moon. I always do ceremonies on the full and new moons. Sometimes we do them on Zoom, sometimes we do them in person. So if you want to learn more about that, you can follow me on my other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. All of that will be in the description section below. And if you want a personal reading, just drop me an email. My email will be down there too. Okay, bye.